once again, as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be notified. My FBAs, my ADOS people. I've said many a times, we are not playing by the same rules as them other folk. Look at the screen and let it sink in. Fury as Harvard University encourages students to apply for food stamps. Harvard now. From government, despite $53 billion endowment. This school, Harvard University, has an endowment that's greater than the GDP of a lot of these countries in this world. Which means they got $53 billion set aside to use for whatever the school needs to stay afloat. $53 billion. That means you got people who donate, like politicians, past graduates, graduates' families. It's like I was saying, politicians, business owners, well-to-do people who have graduated from this school, and over years, they have given back to this school to where and then the school will invest it, put it in the stock market, or put it in things that will help accumulate, help grow this wealth over time. This, my friends, is why I say you have to watch what everybody else is doing. You have to. We cannot, as a people, sit here and say, "Oh man, I'm not worried about them white folk. I'm not watching them." Get that? They watching us. They watching us. We like the, what they call it. We are who they trying to be like. They try to dance like us. They try to dress like us. They try to act like us. Yeah, but they already got the money. So you're just a form of entertainment. Just a form of escaping their lives of being wealthy. So they come to us and see how much fun we're having. But I'd be damned if they would trade places with you. Oh no. They looking at you over there in the hood, in the projects, whatever, having all this fun, but ain't got nothing. Well, they got everything. Suppose they ain't having fun. I think I'd rather have something and not have fun than to have fun and not have nothing. I'm sorry. Because I can do away with the, with the ratchet rap. I could do away with the high blood pressure, diabetes, gang activity, being poor, can't find work, having to get 2, 3, 4 jobs to be able to pay rent, being on government assistance. But hey, hold on. Harvard say they're not above being on government assistance from this article. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into this. There's a lot to unwrap on this one here, man. So it says, in event, and hey, forgive me, I couldn't take these ads away from the screen, but shoot, I had to go to the Daily Mail for this one. An event at Harvard University encourages some graduate students to apply for food stamps despite the school's $53 billion endowment. Earlier this year, Harvard University Health Services reminded grad students that they could fuel their bodies and stock their pantries by using government assistance to pay for groceries. Quote, "Did you know that grad students may qualify to receive assistance paying for food and groceries?" Read a flyer for the event. Harvard's endowment makes it the richest university in the world, a fact that sparked outrage among community members who argued that paying graduate students a livable food stipend would barely even register on the school's massive budget. Graduate students are also paid a $40,000 yearly wage by the university. Man, do you know how many people out here in the real world make $40,000? Not too many. Not too many. But you got kids who are still in school, who are in the graduate programs at Harvard. They make $40,000 a year working for the school. Amazing. Amazing. Let's see. You see the EBT, you see the oranges, apples and oranges. You know, but they afraid that we get food stamps, we're gonna buy ramen noodles and steaks and, you know, a bunch of candy and bull crap. But they said no, they won't. Harvard's endowment is over $50 billion. Undergraduate tuition is over $55,000 a year. Yet the grad students who do most of the teaching, advising, and mentoring at Harvard are so underpaid that they're eligible for food stamps, wrote one Harvard student on Twitter. So underpaid. Man, get the hell out of here with that. Harvard has some 21,766 grad students. If the university were to sacrifice 1/50th of its $53.2 billion endowment, it could, in theory, pay each student $48,883 per year, a nearly $9,000 increase over the current stipends of $40,000. The Harvard Graduate Student Union has gone on strike to advocate for higher wages once in 2019 and again in 2021. The more recent strike, which was a 3-day work stoppage, amounted to the union vowing to strike again if the school did not agree to its bargaining terms. The school then forced the strikers to sign an agreement allowing Harvard to retain salary funds in an amount equal to the time students withheld labor. A student at the time wrote on Twitter, "At Harvard's $53 billion endowment is larger than the GDP of dozens of countries, but it's trying to force underpaid workers to repay 3 days of wages from last week's strike." But see, that's how the rich stay rich. They keep their money. They're not going to give, they're going to do, rich people make sure you take every avenue to spend everyone else's money or to get things done by somebody else before I got to shell out my dollars. We take in money, we build, we invest, our money grows. Don't come ask me for no money. I ain't got it. Because if I give you money, I gotta give money to everybody else. That's the way they think. And hell, I think a lot of us need to start thinking like that, especially with these family members and friends who are always begging and always asking for money, ain't never got no money. We might need to start doing that ourselves. Like, look, my money is growing, but I'm working. But the thing about it is, how can we be mad at Harvard? Because they know the rules of the game and they play them. But they had to start somewhere. That's what you have to realize. You have to start somewhere. You have to start at the bottom. You might say, I ain't got no money. I ain't gonna never get rich like Harvard. Hell, don't try it. We talk about this whole racial wealth gap. That's like a big thing that our people like to talk about. Or, you know, the Boyce Watkins and folks like that talk about this wealth gap. Dude, I need y'all to get through y'all head that we are not, don't even try to close that gap. Unless we get reparations, which again, we need to fight for. I'll be the first one there trying to get, well, I ain't gonna be the first one there because I know they're gonna send me my money. But I would definitely take that check once they give it to us. But we should not be concerned with closing the racial wealth gap because it's gonna be damn near impossible to do it. That's not what you're concerned with. If you want to close, because you're too far behind the race. Started way behind. It's too late. It's too far behind. I'm sorry. But the best thing you can do is take what you have and build on it. Whether it take decades, whether it take generations, that's what you do. Yeah, people are gonna try to take it. Hell, people try to take rich folks' money. Don't you watch, like, what was that? Will Smith said one time that he has lawyers to where he gets sued so many times a year to where like he just got lawyers on retainer just for lawsuits and stuff. It happens. Rich people try to take rich people's money. That's what they're gonna do. Hell, they try to take your money. Get your income tax check and see what happens. See who come begging. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna try. And people, shit, you don't, and you don't be trying to give your money to nobody. People come to you all year saying they need money for this, need money for that, you know, need some help, can't get by, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as they get their income tax check, you think they're gonna pay you back? No. No, because that's just the mindset of human beings, period. I'll use your money, but I'm not using mine. I'm not giving you mine. I'll take yours, but I'm not giving you mine. That's just humans. That's just how people work. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of people think. Poor or rich. So, like I said, you can't get mad at Harvard for playing the game, knowing the rules and playing by the rules of the game, period. So, what you do is, yes, get your little money. You set aside a couple of dollars here and there. And say, I'm setting aside, it may take a year or two, it may take a couple of years, but I'm gonna try to save $2,000, $2,500 over the years. I don't know how many years it takes. I got little babies. I got time. When I get my money up, or $500, whatever it is, when I get my money up, I'm buying me a mutual fund. You know, starting a Roth, got a job. I want to invest my 401k money into a Roth IRA. Little pennies, maybe pennies today, but you do that, you do it for some years, then it becomes tens to hundreds of thousands. Okay, you get older, you might can't use it, you might can't spend it, but you're getting older, getting sick, man, transfer that money and say, hey, I want to put in a trust for my kids, take it out my name, put it in a trust. Now I can go ahead, if I get old, get sick, use these government benefits, this Medicaid, Medicare, Part A, B, C, and D, all that stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Learn the game, learn the system, use the system to your advantage. Again, watch what them other folk do and follow it. You watch Warren Buffett. No, you will not become the richest man in the world, but you can put some money in your pocket. So, and you teach your children this. So when it's time for them to get grandmama's house, or you got some life insurance and it's time for them to get that money, they know how to invest it. Or you put it to where they can't touch it, or it can touch just a little bit at a time, or a certain amount of money has to be invested and they live off of the interest or the profits. But you have to teach it. You learn about taxes, tax codes. You ain't got to be like a super duper scholar. Oh shit, just hire a CPA, make it easy. Pay a few $100, hire a CPA, and they'll set you up for life. I mean, come on, you pay a few $100 and you get $1 million worth of gain. We got to be smarter. We got to be smarter, man, because this, like I said, we're not playing by the same rules. But it say graduate students at the University of Michigan, Rutgers, and MIT also recently launched similar protests against their institutions. What's to say, Harvard currently, the yearly grad student wage is arguably not enough to live on in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where the average rent is $3,400. God, dang, is that a month? $3,477. Woo, man. I sure hate it for him. My God, that's come on. That's got to be per year. There's no way in hell. Rent. I'm gonna have to research that one. There's no way in hell. Damn, I can't fathom that. But anyway, well, it must be per month, because they crying over this. They're making $40-something thousand, and it's not enough. So, but wait a minute. If your rent is $3,400, let's do some calculations right quick. I'm about to do some calculations, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just 1 second, but you know what I'm about to do. So let's say, give or take 40,000, right? And you divide it by 34. So that's like 11% of rent. Well, let's see, your rent is 34. Hold on. They want you to make 30, right? Apartments want you to make 3 times the rent, right? So if your rent is $3,400 a month, let's see, times 3 equals $10,431 a month you need to make, which means you got to make a little over $125,000 a year. I'm sorry, they just can't get the apartment. They're gonna have to just live together like the rest of us. I sure hate it for them. If their rent is $3,400 or pretty much $3,500 a month, you got to make over $10,000 a month. Yeah, y'all are underpaid. Yeah, I'm sorry, but y'all shouldn't even be able to get apartments, because around here, if us average regular people don't make, 3 times the rent, we can't get an apartment unless we get like a co-signer or something like that. And shoot, our parents ain't trying to do that. We don't have parents that make that kind of money where we'll help, help pay and help co-sign for that much rent. It just don't happen. Hell, I'm in the field that I'm in, 3 times the rent of some of these old ragged ass apartments around here, I wouldn't live there. I don't work too hard to get up there, to get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I got a house there now, so I ain't tripping. But hell, if I lose my house, I'll move back with my parents, man. The hell with that. Y'all must be crazy. I ain't gonna come out. Not in this Joe Biden world. Let's continue right quick, man. It say famously, Harvard added $10 billion to its endowment during 1 year of the COVID-19 pandemic. The same year, 2021, ended with a $283 million operational surplus. Quick story. My oldest daughter went to this private school her last 2 years of high school. And I remember they did a fundraiser. And they had I want to say maybe, raffle tickets. I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe it was $50. I don't know if it was that much. But they were giving away a brand new Mercedes-Benz. I bull crap you not. Mercedes-Benz they was giving away. Or raffling off, what they gonna call it. So, they send these papers out saying, hey, get your parents, get your grandparents. Hell, they say get your grandparents. This how now that I think about it, that's how like I said, we playing different games, right? Playing by different rules, because they was, reaching out to my daughter's grandparents. But that's how they do. Grandparents got the money to give to the grandchild so they can go to these private schools. They got enough money. The grandparents, the parents, they got their businesses, or they're in corporate America making good money, but the grandparents are the one who had the wealth originally, with the house, with the equity, with the good credit, with the investments, with the savings. So when the grandchild is ready to go to school, the money is already there. You see, it's not the parents who pay for the child's education. It's the parents pay for the grandkids. You see what I'm saying? So you skip a generation, because by that time that wealth is built to where the next generation gets the money. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all gotta, I don't know, y'all let that sink in and get it through your head. Understand why you're always behind the 8 ball. Why we as people really can't catch up, because we really don't understand how this game goes. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, back to the story. They're reaching out to my kids' grandparents, my parents and stuff, saying, hey, we got having a raffle, trying to raise money for the school, blah, blah, blah. I bullcoin you not. This school raised, now, most of us go to public school, right? We do like candy fundraiser. Nah, these people didn't do no damn candy fundraiser. We do a little candy fundraiser, get about $20,000 or something, for the school, and everything is great. Oh God, we got so much money that the teachers don't have to buy all the school supply out of their pocket. Now they just got to buy 50% of the school supply out of their own pocket. Now, this school raised $10 million. This private school, what is it called? I'm not even gonna say the name of it. But anyway, this school raised $10 million. It's a small private school north of Dallas. A little bit north of that. Might still be a little bit north of Dallas, a little suburb. Raised $10 million with their quote unquote fundraiser. Man, you got to be kidding, right? How many of y'all schools y'all went to even raised a tenth of that, or 1/100th of that, right? So like I'm saying is, again, you have to study. I won't call them your enemies, but you have to study those who are successful, whether you like them or not, because you want to use the skin color and all that kind of bullcoin. Miss me with that. You gotta do what they do. You gotta see what they do. You gotta do what they do. And it takes time, and you can build it, but you can build enough to where you can be successful and you can be comfortable. Ain't gotta be exactly like them. Forget that wealth gap. You know what I'm saying? It's don't try so hard to try to close it. But anyway, what this says, food stamps, or what the government calls the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, or the SNAP, is a service intended for low-income people and families. It helps those living in poverty afford basic food items. But it's true, these people that Harvard ain't living in poverty. They rent is high as hell. That's all. According to the Pew Research, more than 41 million Americans currently use food stamps. Let me show y'all something right quick. If my screen will click. There you go. This is a 2023 U.S. poverty guidelines, the poverty level. The numbers adjusted every year. Here are the 2023 federal poverty guidelines for eligibility for related government programs, such as the SNAP program, right? For one person, the poverty line in the 48 states and D.C. is $14,580. For two people, as you see, is $19,720. So the Harvard graduates are getting paid $40,000 a year. They make enough money. One graduate, one person in graduate school, as you see right here, makes enough money for 6 people in a family to be deemed being in poverty. Like I said, I'm sorry your rent is $3,500. That's not my problem. That sounds like a personal problem. What you need to do is do like they want the rest of us to do. And that's get about 4, 5, 6 of y'all in one house and live together. So that way y'all can afford the rent. Then you won't have to get on food stamps. Or get on food stamps anyway. But it's funny how they're trying to cut these programs and cut how much money a family can get. But these Harvard graduates, but you know what? Again, I'm gonna tell you like this, sir. I can't be too mad. I'm not really tripping on Harvard. And I'm gonna tell you why. As an adult, I started out working at Walmart Taylor store, and then went to work at a warehouse. Worked at this one warehouse. We were married at the time. Worked at this one warehouse for about 10 years. Ended up making like maxing out like 30. I'm not gonna say maxing out, but hell, making like $13.30. I'll never forget that. Said to myself, man, I can't do this forever. If I'm gonna work in a warehouse, I gotta make more money. So I quit. Went to another warehouse job to where I can make 17. Now we talking 7, 8 years ago, maybe. My God, damn, time go by fast. But anyway, no, more than that, probably about 10 years. But anyway, left that job, went to another warehouse, making 13, dropped down a little bit. But said if I worked there 2 years, I'd be at like $17. Ooh, man, that's great money. So now remember, times are different. All this Biden inflation stuff wasn't even close. Even worked, a couple of jobs there for a while. Or whatever. But then said, man, I can't worked a couple of jobs. Like at one time, then I worked 2 full-time jobs. Then divorce came. And no, let's rewind a little bit. Quit jobs. Because the plan was for me to go to school so I can get my degree, because I pretty much, did that for someone else. Allowed them to get that degree while I worked a couple of jobs for a little while. Took a minute for me to do it, but I said, let me go ahead and just quit my job. Didn't want to do it. Everything in my heart told me not to do it. Did it, and it all backfired on me. Next thing you know, got divorced. Had nothing. But went back out there in the work. It took a while for me to get. This happened like around about after 9/11, so it was hard for people to get jobs at that time. Went and trying to go to school, trying to get back into college, trying to start off, so I can get into this degree program, and so it was taking a minute. Took a little bit for me to do, but I applied for government assistance for my kids, right? I applied for, because I was like, I wasn't going to do it, but did it for my children, food stamps. Medicaid, whatever. Was it Medicaid or Medicare? Oh, I can't remember. Whichever one you get for little kids. Did that. But only did it for a little while, right? Because to me, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. We tripping on Harvard and everything and how they got this big endowment. But the hell with Harvard, let's talk about the kids. They're living somewhere where the rent is averaging $3,500 and they're only making $40,000. That's impossible. If you like a average adult, that's impossible. Because it's hard to live on $40,000 when the rent is $1,700 a month for one bedroom or two bedrooms, and you out here paying hella bills. Yeah, to me, the food stamp program, the Medicaid program, which one is it? Anyway, Medicaid or Medicare, whichever one it is. It's for you to help you get on your feet. To me, it's to supplement income, food, whatever, while you are trying to become something. So really, all in all, I have no problem with the students filing for SNAP. Although in one of these articles, where it said, man, I don't even know which one it is. I think it's on this Yahoo. In one of these articles, it says that, let me see. Where is it at? It said like 30%, there you go. Approximately 30% of Harvard's grad students are international, so they are ineligible to apply for SNAP. So they like, well, hey, they could use that's why they tripping on Harvard could use the money. But like I said, rich people ain't gonna give you no money, so stop crying. But yeah, the food stamp program, the SNAP program, the insurance program, you use that, in my opinion, for a limited time until you can get going on your own and you leave it alone. The problem is you have people who live off of it forever. I was on the thing maybe not even 2 years. And as time even went on, the benefits were reduced every 6 months or however often you got to apply for it. The benefits kept being reduced. You have to use it. If you have to use it, like I said, it needs to be done just for a limited time. My thing is, if a person apply for it, give them 2 years. I say, especially with like some of these single mothers out here, give it to you for 2 years. That give you time I give you housing, we give you daycare, we give you medical coverage for you and your kids, give you food. 2 years. That's it. We'll even, hell, you can even get scholarships and grants, and you get free college. Or if you want to go to school for like some kind of degree or certification, I don't know, like doing hair or nails or mechanic, I don't know, something in STEM, medical, nursing, whatever the case may be, we'll pay for that. The government will pay for that for 2 years. You got 2 years. After those 2 years, we will revisit and see where you're at. If you're still in school, close to the end, because things happen, sometimes emergencies pop up. You need a little extra time. Understand that, okay, then we may extend these benefits for another 6 months, and we will revisit it again in 6 months. As long as you're moving forward, we'll keep renewing these benefits. But after a while, if you ain't done nothing, if you haven't improved your living situation, if you haven't advanced in school in any way, and you're just wasting taxpayers' money, then we'll just take you off. And you're on your own. There's a shelter you can go move to. Good luck. Because I'm person that believe you meet me halfway, I'll be right there, and we'll help you get you to where you need to be so you can get out of this poverty line. But if you ain't trying to do right, then we can't help you. So I'm not really tripping that Harvard told these kids that, because Harvard understands what the Biden economics is looking like and what it's doing to people, and how it's putting a lot of people, out of their house, making them homeless, making them move in with other family members, other friends to help offset some of that rent. Everybody got roommates now. So yeah, if you kids need to get some damn food stamps, shoot, go ahead and do it. But think about these Harvard grads, what they will do. You come back and visit them in the next few years and see where they at. They're not gonna be on food stamps no more. They're gonna be out there making $1 million deals, ruling the world, controlling the world, things of that nature. You ain't gotta worry about them. Like I said, you gotta watch and see what your quote unquote so-called enemy, they're not necessarily be an enemy, but you gotta watch how successful people make it. Cause that's what I did. Like I said, I got on that government assistance for about 2 years. It helped me while I was struggling. But shoot, once I got to where I needed to be, making good, decent money, I dropped it. So I wasn't saying, oh man, this is easy. I'm just gonna sit here and just milk this for a long time. Hell no, I tried to hurry up and get up off of it, and I did. And they didn't give me a whole lot, but it gave me enough to survive. And here I am today. But anyway, that's all I got for this story. Tell me what y'all think about, $53 billion endowment Harvard telling them youngsters to go get some food stamps. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.